All right, guys, I want to welcome you back to the channel. My name is David James, and on this, we're going to try to make it as raw, as uncut as possible. But obviously, if I mess up, I'm going to cut it out. But this channel is going to be all about investing, entrepreneurship, money, finance, and as I grow, hopefully y'all grow. But this specific video is going to be on how we made around $70,000 or going to make $70,000 completely tax-free, and how you can too. So before we dive in too deep, just keep in mind that I am currently in Arkansas. So all the information that I'm throwing out there, it is based on my location. So whatever information that you receive, make sure you fact check me, maybe even throw it in the comments so I can learn about different areas. And as we grow this channel together, I can give better information. But let's talk about the variables here before we even get to the nuts and bolts of everything. First off, this is a primary residence now. And so that's going to be a key factor as we move forward through the information in this video. So this is a primary residence. So the what ifs and this and that, it's no big deal because we can afford it. We love the house. We're here. We already live here. It's no big deal. But here's where it gets cool. So we are investors, and so we're always looking for value add properties. Okay, what does that mean? That means we go into a house, it may need a new roof, it needs new floors, paint, new kitchen, you name it, new HVAC. That's a value add opportunity. And so what we look at is we find houses that are in a very rock bottom price per square foot for the area that it's in. This house happened to be that, but that's information for another video. But the reason I wanted to even tell you that is to give you a little bit of context on the house and why we are doing what we're doing. So capital gains tax is going to be basically anything that you make over what you initially purchased it for. And as time goes on, if you've owned it for more than a year, it goes down a little bit. After you own it for 2 years, it goes down a little bit. But if it's your primary residence, the capital gains tax can get waived altogether. And so why could this be a potential good investment strategy for you? Maybe you don't necessarily want to be a landlord. You don't want to flip houses, but you do want to be able to hold an asset that maybe one day that you could sell, not be taxed a whole bunch, have that lump sum money for a retirement. This could be a perfect strategy for you because we bought this house for $373,000. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to go buy a $300,000 or $400,000 house. You can do it at any price house as long as the numbers and the renovation costs are good for that specific deal. So I want to give you a quick rundown on these numbers and why it made sense for us to purchase this house. First and foremost, we bought this house for $373,000. We put about 80 grand into it. So if I'm doing my math right, I made a couple, let me see, I wrote it down. Doing my math right, we're all in for $453,000 at $145 a square foot, which there's been plenty of comps in the area that sold for that. Would put us about $521,000 on a sale price. Now we could beef that up. It may go up in a few years. It may go down in a few years. There are variables to this, but we're not too concerned about that considering we live here. We love the house. It's okay. We're not stretching ourselves thin. It is a very safe type of investment as you move forward in your career. But to give you, a quick little understanding, if we were to sell for that price, that's a $68,000 profit on top of the $54,000 that we put down on the house. So that's over $100,000 worth of tax-free money that we can sink into another house and do the same thing. Or maybe we decide to use half of it and go buy another house and use the other half to sink into an actual investment property. And so this is an amazing strategy for any of you, like I've already said, that doesn't necessarily want to be a landlord, that doesn't necessarily want to flip houses, or doesn't necessarily want to have a side hustle. Everyone has to have a house. Everyone has to have shelter. And so with that being said, all the people that are watching this, if you're renting, there's nothing wrong with that. This video isn't, for you. And so I suggest definitely start somewhere. And this is definitely a good place to start. So obviously, if you've made it this far, you've got to hit that like button. You've got to subscribe, because we are super excited about building this channel and giving back to the community, and giving the information that we learn and we can grow together. So anything in every video that I post out, I would absolutely love for you all to comment. Give me some feedback. Let me know how it can be better, how it can be, how bad it is. It doesn't matter. We just want to grow. With that being said, go buy you a primary residence, find you a value add property. And if you don't know what to actually look for, maybe that can be another video for later. And until next time, hit that bell, click all, hit subscribe. Talk to you soon.